Hi. Oh, okay. Well, somebody might be a little clumsy, I feel ya. I was fixing to do a personal for a friend, and I thought maybe I'd clear the energy before, and it got really heavy. As soon as I cleared my table, started lighting my incense, doing all the things, it's almost like the lighting changed. It just got heavy. Like, it's a beautiful day outside, and I kind of almost just, I'm emotional, and I'm really not that much of an emotional person. Not anymore, anyway. So I want that to go away. I'm gonna find out what that is, okay? So let's call them in. Holy Spirit, angels, ancestors, Most High, please bring me what needs to be known about the energy surrounding them. So these are going to be people pulling on your energies, okay? Please bring me the energies surrounding them. Clear and accurate message only, please. Please protect me and my family and my home as I channel. You could have, or somebody could have, had to, I want to say, become less emotional in order to find a place of healing, a place of peace. Yeah. Last one. Or in order to maintain some sort of balance. You know, I joke that my life now is kind of boring, but it's with intention. And it's because I juggle a lot, and in that juggle, there's enough stress. So when I weigh down my social life too much, when there's too much fighting in my home, it really throws me off balance. It kind of, in the past, I found myself getting away from myself almost when there's too much of that. So to me, swords energy is, yeah, it's some sort of sense of fairness, but it's also using your head over your heart. What is best for you? What is healthiest for you? That sort of thing. So you might have had to make decisions at some point somewhere, but that was best for you, and it could have hurt someone's feelings. I don't necessarily feel like that means in any sort of way that you don't necessarily care about a person. Ten of Swords, an ending of a Three of Swords. Oh, maybe that ended in some sort of heartbreak, disappointment, of a heavy burden. Transformation. We have death with a King of Wands, Four of Wands, the Chariot, the Seven of Cups, Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Okay. So we have a match on the board. No, that's not what I want. Okay. So this is a matter of a heart. So, friend, family member, lover, relationship. Okay? Those are cups. Swords are about truth. Major wise, we have Death and the Chariot. So Cancerian season, I know we're in Cancer season right now, so it does apply, but Cancer season might be important. I am fidgety. Okay, Cancer season might be important. This could be referring to something that happened last Cancer season. The moon could have been in Cancer, as well as Scorpio. Something that this could apply to something back in Scorpio season, upcoming Scorpio season, that sort of thing. What centers your reading is a lot of heavy burden about some sort of investment that you put your heart into paying off. With the Nine of Swords, the burden was heavy. And it's so heavy you had to guard it. Now that's interesting, because the Nine of Wands to the Seven of the Cups, hang on. Freudian slips are important. I'm really getting overwhelmed. Okay, so I'm seeing what you're saying. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so I call the Nine of Wands a heavy burden. The Nine of Wands depicts traditionally a man defending his grounds. It's a man standing his grounds. It can also be, I hate that they call it this, the wounded warrior, because he's standing on his last leg. I like to call that resilience and grit, but hey. To the Seven of Cups, that is your seeds that you've sown starting to grow, starting to pay off, and now you're just waiting on it to grow. Waiting on it to finish growing, maintaining your grounds, that sort of thing. So what is your grounds in this situation scenario? Could have been your home. Could have been your relationship. It could have been your family. And although this might have hurt your heart to make this transformation, the King of Wands to the Queen of Wands, it's interesting to me because the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands are a goal-driven couple that are natural born leaders. So they have goals. So this might have just been a personal goal of yours. You might have grown up in a really chaotic home, and you know, maybe I'm getting like an embarrassed child feeling. Like maybe somebody was embarrassed to bring friends over. That sort of thing. And maybe you never wanted that for your own family. I can understand that. Excuse me just a second. My word, I am fidgety. Okay. Yeah, I do fidget, but not usually like I am now. So the reading starts and ends with no. I have to bring an ending to this. I have to bring an ending to whatever it is that makes me feel so guarded over what I'm building, to the point where transformation and forward balanced movement cannot happen. And it has to do with the home. It has to do with some sort of celebration. Four of Wands is like, it is traditionally celebrating matrimony. It is. But I also see it as when you add more wands to that, that's kind of more protecting a connection. With the 9 and 10 and the wands. And the 3 of swords. So what are you protecting a connection from? Well, the king and queen of wands tend to attract a lot of attention, whether it be because they are attractive or because they are goal driven and can tend to attract success. And they tend to be kind of talented in some sort of way. When you think of like Leos, there's a lot of Leos out there that are public speakers, influential people of society. Some of them are performers, actors, that sort of thing. They tend to attract attention. Well, that couple, if they are going to lead a home towards some sort of goal as leaders, balanced together without some sort of power struggle, it would be essential to protect and guard the connection. The Queen and King of Wands is kind of, can rub people the wrong way. Those are the energies that the Emperor and Empress get. That is where they get their success, their leadership, and that, along with that, can bring saltiness. People, you would be surprised. You'd be really surprised at how many people that you think have your back that don't want what's best for you. You would be surprised. You'd probably be really disappointed. And probably a little bit of 3 of swords. So this is very head over heart. I'm choosing my goals. Okay. All right, well, I'm not going to really question the intuition. I went to reach for this when I'm fixing to clarify. So we don't necessarily know yet if this is a relationship. So we'll just see what it has to say. Queen of the Ball. Dangers of a lustful relationship, and listen to your heart, with forgive your ex on the bottom of the deck. Okay, right away. I get some sort of, again, a power struggle within some sort of relationship, friendship, companionship, whatnot, that this person might have felt like you were a little out of their league, so to speak. That reminds me of like Scarlett O'Hara, in when she's gathering all that attention before whatever formal dance that they have, and she's just lapping it up. It's kind of what that depiction's like. And that can feel good, okay, but life's not all about everyone liking you, you know? And at the bottom of that, it says, think and live like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. Interesting. So this could have been this could be a past relationship, friendship that failed. This could have been a friend that got in the way of a connection with a lover, or even worse, a committed relationship. We do have forgive your ex at the bottom. If 2 past lovers can remain friends, either they were never in love or they still are. What did I just say? guard your connections. Protect your connections from outside influence. And that can simply mean, with the king and the queen, that doesn't always just mean somebody lusting. That can also mean, I mean, these people can tend to have strong personalities. That can even mean family members of his or hers disagreeing with the way they are moving in life, are the way they show up in the world. They're strong. I mean, they can be strong, opinionated people as well, as leaders usually are. With lustful relationship, lust is a tool, desire is a trap. Wield the first, and you can take someone's soul. Fall into the second, and they can take yours. And listen to your heart. You'll never be able to escape from your heart, so it's better to listen to what it has to say. Okay. This might have been a situation where you had a connection and it broke your heart to admit that there were too many ways that you couldn't find balance for long enough where it was stable enough to move forward towards goals, aspirations, and or some sort of way of leading a home. Okay? What can that look like? Well, the Queen and King of Wands are a match, okay? But maybe you felt like the season of life you guys were in weren't compatible, because there's some sort of incompatibility here. And what's interesting to me, why I said, is I referenced Scarlett O'Hara. Now, if you've ever seen that movie, as controversial as it can be, if you've ever seen that movie, she basically gets through the hard times of the Civil War, competing for this man named Ashley's attention. She thinks she's in love with Ashley, but she's actually in lust. A Mr. Butler comes along, and slowly over time, she actually ends up falling in love. He actually shows her what kind of love can stand this test of time, and she doesn't even really realize it. She fights it. She's in denial pretty much the whole movie, and she ends up pushing him away to the point where he doesn't really care anymore. He's shown her all this time, and he's held a place for her. He was patient. They even moved forward together. And for the times, a lot of people did build out of convenience. A lot of people did arrange connections that were social investments. But towards the end, the famous line, "Frankly, dear, I don't give a damn." Oh, what is he saying when he says that? He's saying, "Look, you've burnt me out of my care. You burnt me out of my wands." Arguably, Scarlett O'Hara would be a hard person to work with. That would be a Queen of Wands. There's a yin and a yang to every king and queen. I feel like sometimes in readings we can tend to focus on the negative aspects, even in the upright, to the king and queens. Because based on the surrounding cards, it can vibrate that. You can't nobody can physically maintain their best at every moment. Like, you have to replenish yourself. Nobody's perfect. Nobody can be at their peak game, at their A game every day, all day. And to me, that is an upright king or queen that has faults. And that's what I mean by that. Like, there are negative traits. Just like every zodiac sign has negative traits. So at the end of that movie, basically Clark Gable is like, you done did too much, babe. You done did too much. Like, we can't exactly go back. Okay. $1:23 on the clock. Oh, okay. 5 of Swords in the reverse. Somebody might be disappointed that okay, so there's two ways that to me a reverse can show up. Either it once was, or it is not. Sometimes it can be both, meaning used to be, not anymore. So somebody could be disappointed that you're not disappointed, or that you're not disappointed anymore. Five of Swords is kind of the negative Nelly, which we all get into that. But Five of Swords cautions against only seeing. Hang on. No. Did I say the Five of Swords with 5 cups? Interesting. No, that was the 5 of Swords. So that's conflict. Okay. Again. The Freudian slip. So there's a little bit of context of the disappointment. Conflict over being disappointed versus not being disappointed. Why does that matter? Huh. Interesting. Last one. Well, it might matter because you got a mirrored tie connection to an emperor. An emperor especially, not necessarily much a empress, but an emperor especially can kind of show up in more of his king way, in more of his wands way, as far as his space around him, because he can attract attention. Because he usually does a lot, you know, he has goals, he can be accomplished, that attracts attention a lot of times, not necessarily the best kind. But the emperor has learned and gained the wisdom and the knowledge to be able to foresee that and protect the connection. I'm getting heavily. It's almost like too much has happened. Too much has happened that cannot be undone in order for us to find balance long enough to protect the connection, to protect our home, to move forward in building. And forgiveness is about yourself, not the other person. The apology is about the other person. Think about it. When you forgive someone, you release the bitterness. You release you release the control it has over you. Can you be salty and not be controlled? Absolutely. Maybe somebody's bitter that you were able to forgive them and move forward. You do have some sort of admirer. Maybe so it's interesting to me that this card depicts some sort of forgive me, I still want to maintain a friendship. That could be what kept this from moving forward, or why you see this as not being able to move forward. That could be where there was failure to protect the connection. You know, that can create a lot of fights. And an emperor and empress is not going to allow themselves to be triangulated. They're not going to put themselves in a position, especially a goal-driven. We saw the emperor. They're not going to put themselves in a position where they're wasting energy, they're wasting emotion that could otherwise be put in to success. Do you see what I'm saying? That's a little bit like, okay, well, I'm on some adult shit. I'm not, you might like attention of others. That might fill some type of a void for you, but I'm gonna need you to work on that, because for me, that doesn't grow. That is not my emotional fulfillment. That is not my emotional happiness. This might have been somebody that didn't necessarily check all your boxes, but you saw the potential. You saw the potential. They weren't putting in the work and the effort required to protect that potential. They weren't working towards that potential, and you had decided it is too much on me to carry both of those. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm on some adult shit. You know, if you've ever been and lived in toxicity or a toxic relationship where there was jealousy, you can tend to gain foresight on how that is prevented. Now, let's talk about death. Why the death? Why death? What's death here? Six of Swords. Okay. To the Eight of Swords. Yeah. I'm not going to be trapped in a home or a situation where I feel like I can't get out of it over being triangulated and having some sort of jealousy. Some sort of unbalanced, some sort of competition where I feel like I have to fight every day. Or I have to fight for you or I have to fight with you and for you because you like attention. Because you can't, you know, a Queen of Wands isn't gonna allow herself to be out here and embarrassed. Maybe that, I mean, it might not bother you. Different strokes for different folks. No judgment here. But I see that as disrespectful. If you're dating somebody exclusively, if you're in a relationship, and the king and queen are a match, so I'm going to assume that that's what that was. The King of Wands going out here and flirting with people, or looking in front of somebody that they're dating, making it very apparent, very obvious, that's embarrassing. That is public disrespect. You're saying, hey, if I'm your person, then why do I have to fight with you to hold your attention? Can't you get a hobby? Do you really have to be indulgent in a way that is embarrassing? Nobody wants to feel like they have to win their person every day. You know, and here's my thing. You're sitting in Queen of Wands. I'm reading for the feminine. Sorry. Masculine energy supply because they're both here. If there's not any like long-term stuff here, and with the death, I'm assuming this is past, especially with the oracle energy. If you're constantly jumping through hoops, feeling like you're being triangulated, first of all, that doesn't protect the connection, because if you're going to be triangulated with friends and family, that's somebody that's going to say, let's say they go visit their mother or father and mom or dad is opinionated as well, and they have something to say, and whatever is going to appease that person in the moment that may or may not paint some sort of picture where things are good, instead of defending, no, hey, I love you, but that's my person. Don't disrespect my relationship like that. It's about boundaries, is what I'm getting. And swords are about truths. There's a lot here. At the end of the day, what I'm seeing is somebody saying, I have a lot of reasons why I decided I couldn't balance and move this forward. And it probably has a lot more to do with feeling triangulated. And although you may be upset, I'm sorry, but I'm not anymore. And what did we have? We had the Lovers somewhere. Lovers is you share the emotion back and forth. Do you see what I'm saying? It just looks different. If they broke your heart, there's something that you've done that has broken theirs. It is what it is. It may just look different. If you are constantly having to jump through hoops to win somebody, At what point does that person respect you enough where they look at you and say, I hold you in high regard and you are my queen. There is nobody that compares to you. Furthermore, if you're dating this person and you're constantly being made to feel like you were jumping through hoops like some kind of circus animal to win their affection, and nobody wants to feel like a puppet on a string. And I have to argue, at what point is enough? Because with the 9 of Cups here, that's happy today. That's not 10 of Cups. That's not any kind of long-term investment. That doesn't make me happy forever. Eventually shit gets old. And once the bullshit gets old, you start to lose those wands for that person. This person might not be attracted to this person anymore because of their behavior. What I'm seeing is there's a lot of reasons why death happened. There's a lot of reasons why this didn't work out. And one or both of the energies here have recognized it. However, or have yet to recognize it. If not, one's mad about it, which means the other was mad about it at one point. What is death? Oh, what the fuck did I just say? Oh, oops. His sticker fell off. What did I just say? Death to a lover's connection. That's sad. Okay, well, what was the blockages? What were some of the blockages? Page of Pentacles, immaturity. So lack of foresight. But, you know, a lot of times wisdom. I kind of look at karma as earning your wisdom. You know, it's kind of like, to me, it's not you hurt me, I hurt you. To me, it's been there, done that, not doing it again. What blocked this? It's almost like insecurities got in the way. The World card with the Page of Cups, or Page of Wands in reverse. So basically you were constantly fighting this person for the potential to move. The Page of Wands upright is endless possibility, endless potential. Maybe this person didn't check all your boxes, but you were willing to invest in them because you had passion, excitement. Page of Wands in upright is an exciting message that it could prosper, how far it could go. But with the Page of Wands in reverse, you couldn't ground it. And for some reason, that cycle had to end for you. Anything else, and we'll wrap it up. More on the Chariot. The Tower, and that was shocking news for someone that held something back. This could have been messages. This could have been somebody greedy with their money. This could have been somebody greedy with their emotions. You know, it's really hard to have, even a Nine of Cups, even be happy at the end of the day with somebody that doesn't give, that can't be intimate, like with their heart. I don't mean with their sexual attention. That is clearly here. And if you're being triangulated, eventually that's going to cause insecurities, and you're going to start to doubt, are you even attracted to me? Am I really even your type? Am I really even what you're attracted to? You know, after you've been in a relationship that's controlling, and I mean controlling of you. People can have control issues about a lot of things, but I mean people wanting to control other people. That is one tactic that they'll use. And if you're not confident, that can really damage forward movement. That can really damage a relationship, a connection. Not just the connection, but damage you as a person. And with the cycle here, maybe in the Foresight's wisdom, maybe you weren't willing to go down that path again with someone. Because you said, I already graduated from that. I'm not doing this with you. And that was a Tower. That was shocking. That was uprooting. Why? Why was that shocking? Because somebody hadn't learned. Because somebody hadn't healed. Because somebody didn't reflect. Because it was somebody's turn. The Hierophant. The Wheel of Fortune. The Star. Make sure all the stickers are there. No, I'm going to have to re-sticker these. And the Hermit. This person holds you in high regard. So admiration. But you might never believe them. If somebody holds admiration for you, in order for you to feel it, you gotta give more than 4 pentacles. You gotta give. You know? Love is admiration that comes with patience. Lust is an admiration that comes with impatience. So, you might not have been as patient as the other person. This person might feel offended that you didn't wait, that you moved forward. Well, being a leader, are you really supposed to sacrifice your goals? Because we just talked about you not being willing to sacrifice yourself for somebody else anymore. Are you really supposed to? No, that's offensive. That's like, And you go ahead and go out there and do whatever you got to do. And, you know, when you come back home, I'm okay with looking and feeling stupid and self-conscious. Nobody wants to come home to that. So, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that brought somebody something. And I'll see you again later. Bye.